A man who can't wait can't win. Bro, let me tell you about this story that I read in the Bible about a man who had to wait 13 years before he stood in front of the Pharaoh and became his right hand man. So there's a man named Joseph, and when he was 17 years old, he was sold into slavery by his brothers. These guys are punks. Instead of killing him, they decided to sell him into slavery because he had visions and dreams. They was hating on my man. So he gets sold into slavery, goes to Egypt. He's working for a man named Potiphar, and Joseph's serving this guy, making sure everything is taken care of. He climbs up the ranks in the household. Potiphar likes him. Everything's good. Potiphar's wife tries to come at Joseph like on some weird intimate stuff, and Joseph's like, "Nah, I'm good. I walk with God. I'm not even about any of that." She goes to her husband Potiphar and says, "Yeah, Joseph tried to come at me." And Potiphar gets mad, and Joseph ends up going to prison. And he didn't even want anything to do with Shorty. So that's a whole nother lesson for another day. He gets to prison, and he's interpreting dreams in there. He meets a guy that works for the Pharaoh. And the guy's about to get out of prison, and Joseph ended up interpreting one of his dreams and goes, "Listen, since I interpreted your dream for you, don't forget about me when you go see the Pharaoh." Dude forgets about him. So now Joseph's sitting in prison for another 2 years. Boom. And then the Pharaoh, something ends up happening. The Pharaoh's like, "Look, I need somebody to help me out to interpret this dream that I had." And the guy's like, "I know somebody. He's in prison right now." They go get him. And now he's standing in front of the Pharaoh. And it's been 13 years from the time that he was sold into slavery to standing in front of the Pharaoh, from 17 years old to age 30. He interprets the dream for the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh's like, "Thank God." He becomes the Pharaoh's right hand man. So this story taught me a few things for us to take away. Number one, there's two different types of men who wait. It's the men who wait and they're doing nothing, and it's the men who wait and they're sharpening their sword. Joseph was sharpening his sword over the course of that 13 years. Even though he was thrown into prison, even though he had to work for Potiphar, he was working the entire time to sharpen his skills so when he stood in front of the Pharaoh, he could be valuable, bro. But then you got the men who wait and they're doing nothing. And then when the opportunity arises, you're not prepared. Opportunity comes to the prepared mind. And lastly, Proverbs 20:21 says, "An inheritance gained hastily at the beginning will not be blessed at the end." So, bro, while you're waiting, make sure you're sharpening your sword. Share this with the brother who needs it. And if you need accountability, join 28,000 men who are on the path to become leaders at mensbookclub.com.